WMBT, your source for breaking news, brings you an exclusive report from County General Hospital. Two patients who recently returned from travels in sub-Saharan Africa are suffering from severe cases of encephalitis. Encephalitis can produce symptoms including swelling of the brain, hallucinations, and seizures. The cause of these illnesses has not been identified, but experts suspect a virus that the patients may have contracted while in Africa. These patients have been isolated, but health officials worry that the virus may have already spread. Stay tuned to WMBT for the latest on this developing story. Sharon Nettles reports. are reporting to you live from the National Laboratory for Biotechnology and Bioinformatics, where officials are warning of a viral outbreak. Several local hospitals and health agencies have reported disturbing trends in patient symptoms and infection rates. A laboratory employee who would only identify himself as Brad told our reporters that a common virus is suspected to have mutated, becoming much more communicable and possibly deadly. Laboratory scientists are working feverishly to identify the viral culprit. Stay tuned to BNN for the latest developments on this health crisis. For WMBT, I'm Sharon Nettles.